Hello and welcome to a new video. I'm going to address this now. I am very ill right now. I've been putting off filming a video because I don't want to be giving you this. There's no makeup going on today. However, I need to film a video for Wednesday, so I don't see myself getting any better in the next couple of days, so you're just going to have to deal with this. I apologise, but we're going to make this a bit of a chill video. I'm going to make this a really quick one because I'm probably going to have to like edit out multiple coughing fits because that's the thing that's been happening. It's also really warm in my room and I'm wearing a thick jumper, so we're going to see how this goes. But this is my unhaul. There are a lot of books I need to unhaul. I've already picked them all out and I'm quite happy with how many I'm getting rid of, because these are ones that I'm not interested in anymore. My tastes have changed a hell of a lot. There are a couple that I have read and I just don't think I see myself reading again, or ones I've DNF'd. So I'm including them in there as well. But let's just get stuck in. I'm going to go for book box books first. There's actually not as many book box ones as I thought there would be. I was reading the blurbs for them and I was like, I am kind of still interested in this. So I have got rid of a few. So first off, we have Shatter the Sky by Rebecca Kim Wells. This is a Litjoy book. This seems a little bit too high fantasy for me at the moment. I didn't actually intentionally get this. I just wanted the trading cards that Litjoy were doing, and you had to get the book to get the cards. So I ended up with a book, but I didn't actually want the book. Thought I might read it, but obviously not. Then we have The Ivory Key by Akshaya Raymond. Again, not my sort of thing. I'm not going to dwell on a lot of these too much because I don't have time or energy. I'm really sorry. Next up is Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross. This is a Litjoy one. I was really enjoying the items in Litjoy, but not really caring about the books. This was, I think, my last one before I switched to items only. I have since got rid of it completely because I just don't have the money to justify a US book box. But this just doesn't appeal to me anymore. Not really fussed. Next up is The Bright and the Pale by Jessica Rubinkowski. I was really interested in this at the time. This is a Fairy Loot one. However, part of the reason I'm getting rid of it is because I'm not going to get a matching one because the sequel sold out so quickly. And I was just a little bit bitter that there was loads up on eBay almost instantly. So, yeah. Plus, I'm not really feeling the story anymore. If at any point it looks like I have been crying, I have not. I'm not that attached to these books. My eyes are very watery because of said cold. So, bear with me today. This is an interesting one. Next up is Portrait of a Thief by Grace D. Lee. This is a Lumacrate one. I just have no interest in it. I thought I might when I first got it, but then I was just like, I genuinely don't care. And this, I actually missed off of my book box TBR video because it wasn't on my TBR cart. It was in an Lumacrate box somewhere. But it doesn't matter because I'm getting rid of it. And then the final book box one is Jade Fire Gold. No, there's one more book box one. Jade Fire Gold. I have no interest whatsoever. And then there's one more, which is The Owlcrate Lake's Edge by Lyndall Clipstone. I really like this book. I have the US standard edition, which I love the cover for. And whilst this is a beautiful cover, this was actually an accidental purchase. In my sleep, or half asleep state, I ordered the Owlcrate box that this was in. I like the book, but not enough to have 2 copies, and I'm not going to pay out for the sequel, for the Owlcrate. I'll just stick to standard US edition. Okay, so they're all the book box ones. I will say the book box ones will be going up on my eBay because I would like to try and make at least a little bit of money back from the box. Maybe. My eBay is linked in my description below. I'm not going to be doing them overly. They're going to be like £15–20 just so I can try and make some of the money from the boxes back. Anything else past this point in the video, if you are interested in, unless I say it's already been claimed, I'm happy to just send them to you for postage. If you just pay postage, I'm more than happy to do that. Okay, so we have Song of Wraith and Ruin, or Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. It's YA fantasy. I'm really not into YA fantasy anymore, unless it's an author I already know. So unfortunately, I have no motivation to pick this up. Then we have Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. My friend Erin gave me this. However, I have heard not great things about it, and I just have no interest in picking it up. So what's the point in keeping it? Next we have I think this is the Trial by Fire series. Yeah, Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelini. I have read one book by Josephine Angelini, and don't get me wrong, I would probably love these. It is YA fantasy, but it's like old school YA fantasy, so I probably would love this series if I read it, but I just have no interest in picking it up anymore. So what is the point in keeping it? Because let's be real, it's probably not going to happen. Next up, we have Notes on a Nervous Planet and Reasons to Stay Alive by Matt Haig. I'm not a massive fan of non-fiction. I don't know why. I mean, these were on my wish list, so I apologise to the people that bought these for me. But I just have no interest in picking them up anymore. And I put these on my wish list when I was in a very, very bad mental health place, which these would probably not have actually helped. But now I'm not in as bad a mental health place, so I have no interest. Next we have The Unhoneymooners and The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. I really enjoyed both these books. I enjoyed Unhoneymooners a lot more. However, I don't see myself rereading them. I was a little bit disappointed because these are kind of faded to black. I love contemporary romance, and if it's YA, I'm more than happy for it to be fade to black because it would be weird if it wasn't. But when it's an adult romance, I don't want fade to black. And it was a bit disappointing. So as much as I enjoyed the stories when I was reading them, looking back, I'm not going to reread these. These are not going to be what I pick up again. Next up, we have A Bad Boy Stole My Bra by Lauren Price. This is a YA contemporary. I really am not a... Oh, I have a bookmark in there. I didn't start reading it. I feel really bad because I do have this signed and personalised from Yalk, I think 2019. But let's be real, it's nearly 2023 and I still haven't picked it up. So realistically, am I going to? No. Next we have The Intimacy Experiment by Rosie Dannon. I DNF'd this. I wasn't a fan. I'm keeping the remake because I absolutely adore that book. But I DNF'd this one, so there's no point keeping it. The next one is one that has already been claimed. It is Going to a Home, and that is Given Volume 1. I did enjoy this. It was a 4-star for me, but I'm not continuing the series, and it's not one that I'd reread. So this is actually already got a home, and I'll be sending it. No, I won't. I'll be seeing Tori next month, so I'll be taking it with me then to give it to her. Next, we have The Treatment and The Escape by C.L. Taylor. I did and ah about putting these on this unhaul because I haven't read either of these. I have read a book by C.L. Taylor, which was called Sleep. It was incredible. I would reread that. I don't own it physically. I got an e-arc. I don't really have any interest. They're both thrillers, but this is a YA one and this is adult. Sleep was an adult thriller. It was really good. However, I just have no interest in many thrillers anymore. I'm very, very picky with thrillers. So what is the point in keeping them on my shelves if I don't know if I'll ever get to them? It's a shame though, because The Treatment is signed and personalised. Next we have The Betrothed and The Siren by Kira Cass. Now, I love the Selection trilogy. I don't want to hear you talking about books 4 and 5, they don't exist. I love the trilogy. I love the writing in it. However, I feel like it's a very specific writing, and apparently this is just the Selection, but just in a different setting, and I don't care for it. And I don't care for these anymore, so they're going. Next up, we have The Weight of the Stars by Kay Ancram. I've been really interested in this for ages, but then as time's gone on, I've just sort of like moved away from sci-fi as well. So I don't see myself reading this anytime soon. And then we have Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Nouvelle. I was really on the hype train for this because a booktuber I used to watch loved it and was really into it, and it sounded really good and they made it sound really good, but I just don't care for it anymore. So, and I don't even watch that booktuber anymore. So yeah, I just have no interest. The next lot, you're going to see just how little I care about middle grade anymore. So first up we have The Girl of Ink and Stars and The Island at the End of Everything by Kieran Millward Hargrave. Now, I love these books. I love Kieran Millward Hargrave's writing. I love these books. However, these two in particular, I do not see myself rereading. They were beautiful when I read them, and I would recommend them, but I won't reread them, so I don't see the point in keeping them just for the sake of keeping them. Next we have The School for Good and Evil by Saman Chinani. I have no interest in this. I thought I did, but I just don't care anymore. I might watch the TV show, I might not, who knows at this point, but I just have no interest. Next up we have The Explorer by Catherine Rundell. This is really chunky for a middle grade and it puts me off, but also I just don't really care much for the actual story anymore either. So yeah, this next one might get me cancelled a little bit. It's Pages & Co. Tilly and the Book Wanderers by Anna James. I would probably love this if I read it, but I have no motivation to pick it up, and knowing that it is a very big series is putting me off even more. I'm going to take people's word for it that this is amazing, and I'm going to leave it there. Next we have this series, which I don't know what the series is called, but it's The Morrow Secrets, The Shadow of the Swarm and The Dark Spell by Susan McNally. I literally only got this because it was on Books to Door on an offer for the set. I don't know what it's about. I don't care. Next up we have Evernight by Ross Mackenzie. Another one, I reread the back of it and I'm not into this anymore, so it's going. And then we have The Ice Whisperers by Helenka Stachera. I am going to be honest, I only got this for Middle Grade Monthly, and then I didn't end up reading it for that or Polathon. And I have no interest in it, I'm not going to lie. I don't know why I just bought it for the sake of buying it, but I'm getting better at not doing that. We're on the final run. I might need to have a break, hang on a sec. Tell me why I forgot to bring my bottle of water up here with me. This is really frustrating. Next up we have Summer of No Regrets by Kate Melander. YA contemporary again. I don't care for it. I've never read anything by this author. I will say it is signed and personalised, not to me, because a friend at the time gave me their copy because they were getting rid of it, but I don't care for this book. The Wolf of Orin Yarrow by K.S. Veloso. I feel really bad because some of these were gifted to me and I haven't read them, but I just have no interest. It's far too fantasy for me, and yeah, I might get back into fantasy at some point, but I don't see it being anytime soon, so what's the point in keeping it? I've not got rid of every fantasy book, but I've gone through and I've read the back of them again, and like a lot of them just don't appeal to me anymore. Next up, we have a series by Jennifer L. Armentrout, the Lux series. So we have Obsidian, Onyx, Opal and Origin. I'm basing this off of me hating White Hot Kiss. I don't think older JLA is for me. I tried reading White Hot Kiss and it was so cringy and it gave me the ick and I DNF'd it. I will forever love the Blood and Ash series and Flesh of Fire series, but I don't think this one's for me. I've not tried it, but this, when was this written? This was 2012. Roughly around about the same time as White Hot Kiss, I think. I'm not even attempting it. Next we have The Harm Tree by Rose Edwards. I feel really bad about this. This is signed and personalised. I got it at Yalk. I believe they're self-published. I could be wrong. Oh no, they're not. They're Olcom Publishing. They're a very, like, not very well known author, and they had a stand at Yalk and the author was there signing. And I feel really bad, but at the time it sounded great, but now I'm just like, it still sounds great, but not for me. Next we have Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. I've heard very mixed reviews about this one. I have heard that it is a bit like Game of Thrones, but I have actually started reading Game of Thrones now, and, you know, I really liked the first book. So I think I'm just going to stick to Game of Thrones for my really heavy high fantasy and forget about this. Next we have Shadowfell by Juliet Marilla. I really like the sound of this when I put it on my wish list, obviously, but over the time I've had no inclination to pick it up whatsoever. And I reread the blurb, still don't care for it, so it's going. And then the final one is The Soul Keepers by GB Ching. I saw this in my local charity shop and thought it sounded really good, but now I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to read it. I have no motivation to pick it up, so it can go back to the charity shop if no one else wants it. Okay, So I've just counted them, and that was 45 books that I have just got rid of. I'm actually very happy with that, because and I can actually see space on my shelves, which is great, because I am probably going to get some books for Christmas. Let's be real. So I'm really happy with that. Yeah, like I said, any books that were from book boxes, you can find them on my eBay. I'm not one of these people who's going to sell them for like 40, 50 quid. One, I don't think they're worth that. Two, I didn't pay that much for them. But they will be on there probably between, depending on the book, it will be between like £10 and £20 probably, plus postage. So you can find the book box books on my eBay. Anything else other than Given, if you are interested and they are still available, let me know and I'm happy to send them to you, and you just pay me postage. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're sad about me unhauling anything that's like one of your favourites or something, please don't at me. I am really sorry, but I have very different tastes from when I acquired these books. But I hope you enjoyed this video, even though I am a sniffly mess. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.